This program is brought to you by the City of Fountains Coaches Association.
Carlos Nelson with Cascade Sports, and tonight we have a couple of our seniors out of Southeast High School. We have their head coach. Who do we have here?
Coach Kearney, head basketball coach at Southeast High School, phys ed teacher, health teacher. Been in the district over 30 years, been coaching close to 40 years, and privileged enough to be able to serve my guys in the best capacity possible.
Hey, Coach, when I called you and talked to you about bringing a couple of your seniors on the program, because I feel that throughout high school sports in general, some of the seniors really didn't get to do that they had coming behind the C19. And I wanted you to bring them on to talk about their senior career and where they're going from here. Who do you have here, Coach?
Well, I have two of my seniors, Andre Parks and Darrion Bables. Both were instrumental in our success this year. Both will probably be attending college. I know Andre is pretty established. He's headed to Penn Valley this fall. And Darrion Bables is getting situated. Looks like he has a good chance to end up at Kansas Christian College.
Excellent. And that's the move, fellas. Long as you can take this sport and use it as a springboard to pay for your education. All right, Adrian, what I'd like to ask you to talk about, think about last season. You coming in, you're a senior. What was your expectations? And play it back in your mind. I want our audience to feel it.
I mean, I had big expectations this year. I mean, I had to fill a lot of shoes by myself. I mean, it wasn't by myself, but I mean, I had to take on a big role from like transitioning from AAU ball to school ball, from which AAU ball, you got a lot more players who really know the game and who can really like get a better feel for the game faster. And with school ball, I mean, we had to really work with players and like teach them and like let them know like what to do. So like when it comes game time, they know.
Structure of AAU versus playing organized in the school system. Two different programs, aren't they?
Yes.
Two different caliber of kids also.
Yes.
Would you say that you're a student of the game?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, a lot of people say, hey, Coach, is he a student of the game? Unmute yourself, Coach.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Well, the thing that impressed me with Andre is when he came into his senior year, he kind of knew he would have a lot of pressure on him. He was one of our most experienced players. I leaned on him a lot. He played under a lot of pressure. He had high expectations. From a win-loss standpoint, you would probably say Southeast didn't have a good year, but the growth and the knowledge that my guys attained over the season and the camaraderie and the closeness as a family in our program, I think those intangibles kind of supersede the wins and losses. And Andre played under a lot of stress. He held it together. He had some big games. He had some games where he didn't perform well, but his growth as an individual, not just a basketball player, but as an individual, was the most impressive for me this year. He's just one of those guys that I'm going to miss. I love having him in my program, and I'm quite sure he's going to do well on the next level. I'm looking forward to seeing him play college ball. Carlos, unmute yourself.
Andre, unmute yourself. All right. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, it's your mic that's giving us this feedback.
My mic was off. I don't know.
No,
So
now. All right. Well, this is bad. What I want you to do is talk about the challenges that you had off the court as well as on the court at your senior year.
Few challenges I had. I mean, I just had to prepare myself mentally and physically for school and basketball. It was a big thing to juggle. You know, like coming off like every day, like off of hard practice, going home, waking up the next morning. That was tough for me, especially game days. Game days, it was very hard for me to wake up the next morning on time and get to school on time and motivated to do the work. So it was a challenge for me to juggle schoolwork and maintaining basketball at the same time.
Who was some of your support systems that help you juggle that?
My mom and my dad, they helped me stay on top of it. And I had to give a shout out to Miss Madison and Coach K. They also helped me keep stay on top of my grades too.
How do you want your classmates to remember you, as a ball player or as a all-around student? Talk about that.
I want them to remember me for like an all-around student. You know, I don't want nobody to just remember me for like the bad things that I did or anything like that. I want them to remember me for the good things, you know. So like a lot of times when I was around the school, I always kept everybody happy. I always, you know, played with a lot of people, kept everybody's spirits high.
What was that like leading your team last year with not as many A1 players, so to speak? What was that like? And what did you learn from that experience?
You know, it was really a big role for me from, like I said, AAU ball. I wasn't like always the top player on the team, so I always had to take a step back and like I had to like always, you know, really take it step by step and learn things, you know. So like when the transaction over to school, like it was easy for me, and you know I like knew how to teach other players and like talk to other players, like coach them up and like tell them what the right things to do just to, you know, help them out and like, you know, help them get better at their skills, you know, and their position.
So Penn Valley's looking at you.
Yes, I committed there.
All right. With Marcus Harvey.
Yes, sir.
Coach Harvey's a good coach. I think that there's no better place for a young man to go than Penn Valley or a junior college in general to help sort yourself out and really get a taste of what college life is about and what the next level in sports is about. Could you tell me a little bit and tell our audience a little bit about some of the coaches that you've had in the past that help you build your skill set to get you where you're at? You want to give them some props?
You know, I like to give props to starting with Blackout. You know, without Blackout, I probably wouldn't have knew a lot of things that I knew.
And who was the coach? Who was the coach?
I had Marcus Wheatley, and Maurice, Coach Maurice. Them two coaches, they taught me a lot too, and they was real hard on me. So that helped me become like a man, you know, like so like when I like any other coaches, like it didn't like none of the stuff really fazed me. Like everything, it built me for who I was, basically. It built me for who I am today.
That's what's up. Who's been the personal person that you look up to off the court?
My father.
And what's his name? My audience don't know him.
Andre Parks
Hey, Mr. Parks, shout out from the baby boy. All right. What advice would you give a young freshman coming into the program at Southeast?
Always stay on top of your grades. Never let them slip up. Because you let them slip up, like by the time it's time to catch back up on them, it might be too late. And then on top of that, like you got good grades, it's like just a good feeling. It's a good feeling.
Ow! James Brown, I feel good. and you see that smile on your face? Now, if you would have known what you know now from your freshman year, how much further along the road would you be?
I mean, if I would have knew a lot of these things before I was going into school, it would have helped me. It would have helped me stay on top of things, because I let a lot of things slip up.
And tell the audience why, because that's the purpose of going through your senior year and talking about these things. Because a baller that's coming out the 8th grade, going into the 9th grade, will possibly listen to what you're saying and say, oh, I've heard this story before. Seniors are saying, I wish I would have did more in my freshman year to get on track, because it's like me, the old man. It's much easier for me to eat them cream puffs and all that cake and stuff and get the big belly, but it's hard to get it all.
Well,
if you don't start it, it's much easier going down the road.
A lot of people don't know, like my freshman year, I didn't get a chance to play high school basketball. Well, I really missed a lot of high school basketball. I missed mostly half of the season. My freshman year, I didn't get a chance to play. I let my grades slip up, and by the time when it came time for tryouts, the coach, he didn't want to put up with nobody who didn't make grades. So he didn't even give me a chance to catch back up on my grades. He just told me like he can't keep me. So my next year I made grades, but I let him slip up. I let him slip up right after the season was over. I let grades slip up. So the next year I messed up on summer school, and the next year, my junior year, they didn't want nothing to do with me. So it was nothing I could do. I couldn't go back and fight it, reverse it, or none of that. It was nothing I could do. So I knew the next year I didn't want to be in that same situation. So I preferred to leave, and go over to Southeast. And their teachers really care. They give you you can get more one-on-ones. Like at Raytown, it was a lot of teachers. So, it was a challenge for me to stay up on top of my grades and get one-on-one help and stuff like that. And I'll try to be popular and stuff like that. I ain't want to stay after school, none of that. I ain't want to do none of the extra things. So just stay on top of everything. Always go the extra mile, because that it'll pay off.
Pay off in the long run?
Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. You got any shout outs to anybody in particular before we get to interviewing your road dog, Mr. Bables?
I want to give a shout out to everybody. They know who they are. I support everybody who support me.
All right, that's what's up. Hey, before you get off, what kind of jack-leg coach did you have? What was he talking about, that Kearney fella?
Coach K.
Coach K.
He's one of a kind. I ain't never had no coach like he's one of a kind. Like he's a top breed.
Yeah.
Like, he know a lot of things.
Your road dog.
Yeah, he taught me a lot of things throughout the season. Just a lot of new things.
Not just in basketball, about being a man.
Yeah.
That's what's up, baby boy. That is what's up. That you more than an athlete. That you a person, and the road to success is always under construction. And you got to remember that. And try to, like coaches giving you a hand up, you need to try to give that younger guy a hand up with some good advice. Don't have to be money.
Always.
If you can connect, get a young brother some advice that can help him. All right, Babbles, the ball is in your court. Give our audience a little bit about yourself. Tell them a little bit about who you are and how you got over there up under the doctor's control and his program, and run it on down.
My name is Darrion Bables. I played basketball for Southeast High School. My story a little bit like Andre's, you know what I'm saying? Like basketball, I really missed out on a lot because of grades and like trying to be that kid in the school. And like, so I couldn't really hoop how I wanted to. I went out there in Hickman Mills my freshman year, but I didn't get to hoop out there because of, you know what I'm saying, grades. And so I ended up going to Central High School. I ended up going there. I hooped there, JV and varsity with Coach Young. And that's when in my junior year I ended up switching to Southeast and hooping with Coach K. But I was hooping with Coach K like night hoops. And like him and Coach Marshall was helping me with a lot of things. So
all right, let's get on these grades because y'all have the same story.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I know people get tired of me saying this. I was a track athlete back in the 60s, and I was a top athlete. And back then, they had people taking your SATs for you, and it was all kinds of shenanigans going on. But my first year, I went down to Virginia State, down in Petersburg. I was on a full scholarship. Plus, they let me have a car, the driver's ed car after 4 o'clock when classes was done. I had a job cleaning up lockers. I think I was getting $1,500 or something like that a month, a stipend. I got down there, man, and my first semester, I had a 0.7 grade point average. I couldn't even do the sport I was down there for. And all of that was because I didn't know how to study. I had nobody that took the time, like you say, Coach K, and I've been knowing Coach K for a minute, to say, hey, young man, you got to study. I thought people were just smart. I come from the Urban Corps. I see, and especially back then, it was like, if you had the talent, the people was going to find a way to get you in the lineup or get things done. But now, and over the last 20 years, coaches are not losing their jobs because you got a lot of talent, but you can't stay eligible because those scholarships are money. And so I said this to say to both of you that because you had those issues, you see what those issues are and what are you doing to correct them, because the ball is in your court and you can't let your past dictate your future. And I believe that Coach K is going to get you where you want to be in one of these schools before the end of the year. But I want to know how you picture yourself now and how you pictured yourself from your freshman year and what was important then and what's important now and why is it important now?
Well, basketball was like always important to me since I touched it, but I didn't really when school came, I took it like it's just school, like I could still hoop because I was that good. I was better than everybody at the time, so like I wasn't worried about no grades for real. So I'm just thinking coach is gonna let me play regardless, but that wasn't the case. So after I seen that, I just started getting on it, just blocking out everybody and just start studying and all that.
Tell me this, how long you been playing, son? I'm saying not just in high school. How long you been playing?
I've been playing since I was in the 5th grade. So
how many coaches have you had?
I had about 3 coaches. 3? Yeah.
Sometimes you have a little more, but
yeah.
Do you understand the difference in the philosophies of those coaches and understand what your responsibility is. I'm talking to you too, Dre, because how Coach K coach versus how Coach Harvey coach, two different coaches, but you the player, and you have to adjust to that. How well did I'm asking Darron first? How well did you adjust to Coach's K program coming out those other programs and his style of coaching?
When Coach K, when I first met Coach K, I was like seeing in his face, like I just knew he was serious. I just knew everything about him was like serious, and he wanted to win. So I just got along with him, and we just clicked from there. And he just helped me like change my whole game. And he been telling me like I'm the best, like I can do this. So ever since then, I just been listening off him, going off what he said.
What about the academic part of the lesson?
Yeah, he put in words for me from the teachers. Like he told him like help me out. Yeah.
Hold it, and that's what coaches be like: daddy, big brother, uncle, supporter. That's what real coaches do.
Yeah.
They don't be asking you for a bunch of money. I know that. I'm deaf on these AAU teams, but
hey, Carlos.
Yeah.
Could I speak a little bit about Darrion Bables?
Please.
Bables, he's a special kid. And here's why I say that. He came to me a blank canvas, raw talent. And to see him in summer league or night hoops and his progress to about January with us, it was incredible. And the only thing that really kind of derailed his season in terms of production was he got sick in, I think, December. And he spent like 2.5, close to almost 3 weeks with the flu. And it kind of took a little bit away from his season. But he was voted the most improved player by the coaches. And to see his progress from one point in the summer to where it is now, it's a totally different ball player. And as soon as he understands more about the intricacies of the game and the more logistical things about the game, because it takes time and experience to really make those things second nature. Once he gets those things, sky's the limit for both of these guys. And I'm not just saying that as their coach. I'm just putting it out there because it's just facts. And I can't wait to see these guys on the next level. And I'm really looking forward to it. Sky's the limit for both of these guys.
You muted.
All right. When we get off the program, I'm going to give you a couple of coaches, HBCU coaches, that their cell numbers, so that you can call and see what they still got open. And if you believe in the kid, see whether they'll take a look at him.
Right, because we're still in the process of finalizing his paperwork. And I have a counselor that's going to take care of that on Monday. Once we get that paperwork all squared away, he can send it out to different colleges. And hopefully they'll invite him in for a workout. But he'll play somewhere. I'm almost confident in that. And I'm glad to see that Andre is situated. But Bables, we'll get him somewhere.
Yeah, I have no doubt you will, Coach. Hey, Bables, so who's been some of the mentors to you off the court?
My mentors, it's been my uncle for real since I was little. He was my coach. He was my coach and my uncle. His name Mark Jenkins.
Hey, Mr. Jenkins, big boy shouting out at you, giving you your props. So how did your season unfold? And when you came, when the season started, what was your expectations and what was your play like this season?
My expectations was really just to win, you know what I'm saying, get some chemistry with my teammates, because like we didn't really have no off the court chemistry or on the court chemistry at the same time. That's pretty much how our losses came. So that was really my expectation, to get to know everybody more than basketball. So like when we got on the court, it was just a connection automatically. So that was really my expectation. In my playmaking, I was really a nonchalant type player. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just shoot the ball or pass it or something, you know, get my little shine in. But I really want like an impact on my teammates at all for real.
Why not?
That was like, I don't know, that was like never in me really. Like, since I've been playing ball, that was never in me. Like, I was always being like a nonchalant type player. I just get my buckets. Like,
what does coach say to you about that type of play?
He used to tell me like, get along, like go with Andre, like be a leader, step up and talk to everybody.
All right. And what do you think it's going to take for you to start turning your game towards that? Because I think I have an idea of what you're talking about. You try to be a team player. You don't overemphasize. There's times where you could take a good shot and you don't take it. And that's what coach wants you to do, be a little more aggressive. And but that's what's going to take you to the next level. Yes, that and your defense. Andrea, tell me a little bit about your play.
I mean, this year I was I had to do a lot. I had to do it all. Like I had to, you know, bring the ball up to passing the ball to scoring the ball. I had to do it all.
How tall are you? What position was you playing, matter of fact?
All around, really. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You got some hands. Well, how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
You got some handles, or what you playing with on a 1 to 10?
You said on the scale 1 to 10?
Yeah.
Like 7, 8. I've been working.
Hey man, I don't think you got no daggone crossover.
I've been in the gym.
I be in the gym too, and I still got a gut. Yeah. So
what Andre's skill set. He's one of those all-around players that can do, you know, he's a utility player. He can do a lot on the court. You know, I think his greatest asset is his willingness to want to be a team player.
All right.
It's just in him. And what I really love about him, he holds his teammates accountable, especially on defense. And that's where it starts. And I really, truly believe if we would have played with the type of defensive intensity that we needed to play with, some of those fourth quarter losses probably would have been wins for us. But that's one of his greatest assets. He's just a natural team player, and he's going to hold you accountable. If he's giving you all the sweat equity and the blood, sweat, and tears, he's going to want you to do the same as his teammate. So that's a beautiful asset that the young man is just blessed to have.
What kind of send off did the team give these two? What kind of words Darrion was talked to you on departing the team?
Senior night, it was tough. Senior night was really tough. I always choke up. I always break down senior night because I invest so much into these guys. And it's just not the coaching aspect of it. It's the personal relationship that I have with these guys that will probably last a lifetime. And I won't even say probably. It's probably going to, well, more likely will last a lifetime. But it's, Carlos, it's just one of those things where you just be around the kids and you enjoy them. You get to learn them. And you just develop that bond that just exceeds the court. And it's just a tough deal to see these guys walk away. But I'm blessed to have that opportunity to coach them. And like I said, I'm looking forward to them seeing them play on the next level.
Hey, fellas, in closing, do you have anything that you want to depart with, Andre, to let your student body and your prospective teammates in school, and anything you want to say in closing?
I mean, I don't got nothing really to say. I'm just ready for the season to kick off.
All right. How about you, Bables?
I just want to say, all the freshmen, all my youngins that's about to be freshmen or sophomores, just stay on y'all grades. I know y'all like ball. If y'all want to hoop for Coach K, then y'all need to stay on top of y'all grades. I'm gonna come see y'all when y'all hoop.
Excellent. Hey, Coach, you got any departing words for the audience?
Well, I have some for my guys. I just want to thank you guys for being so respectful and representing my program the right way. You guys represented KCPS the right way. You represented your families the right way. God bless you. I wish you the best. And again, thank you. I'm really honored to be your coach. And I was your coach for this season, but I'm your friend for life.
All right.
Appreciate it.
And as we always say in closing our program, when you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Good night.
Program is brought to you by the Kansas City Business Association.